Hello.
Hi, and welcome to Hazel and Marion. the
Episode
podcast.
3.
Yes, episode 3.
If you've made it this far, you've tuned in for 1 week with us.
Welcome to the second week.
We're going to start the podcast as we did with the episode 2 with a card from the game We're Not Really Strangers. However, this time we're going to do the honest dating expansion pack, even though we're not dating because we're cousins. That's very bad.
Obviously.
But I think this pack has some really good questions. So I'm just going to pull a card up randomly. Let's hope it's a good one. Okay. I mean, it's not really relevant to us, but I'll ask it and see if it'll open the floor. What has being single taught you about yourself?
Not a lot. Do you want to answer that first? I need time to think.
I'm probably the more recently single out of the two of us, even though both of us are in relationships.
Yeah.
But I guess during my single phase, the last thing that it taught me was, it's going to sound really bad, hypervigilance and independence. Because I think when you come out of a relationship, you get so used to doing things with someone and then you're like alone again.
Yeah.
So you had to like learn to do things alone, be with your own company, and it's like, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that might have been the last thing I learned.
Okay. I haven't been single 4 years now. 4.5 years.
Been that long already.
Yeah. How tragic. But when I was single, I reckon I learned. What's the question again?
What has being single taught you about yourself?
Oh God.
You have to really think hard about
yeah,
this.
I
It's
really
a long
do.
time ago.
I think maybe that I am quite independent. I can be independent if I really wanted to. But also I need, because when I was single, all of my friends were no longer single. So I had to kind of just
Interestingly.
learn how to be an only child.
So yes, I
again.
understand this
You know what I
feeling.
mean?
Yes.
It's like all your friends like busy
Yeah.
doing their couple things.
Yeah.
But you can't just stay in bed being a sad sack bitch.
Yeah.
So you got to do
yeah.
things for yourself. And even if it's like, it's kind of like at the start, I was like, oh, this is a bit lonely. But the more I did things by myself, the more I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I met Vincent and it was like, oh, okay, left that era of me.
We have the same answer. You just elaborated on my answer.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's exactly what my answer was.
But yours was different.
No,
yours
I
was
just
like going back into it.
Yeah, I think going back into it, but it's also the same thing because all my friends are like in long-term relationships.
Yeah.
So I had the exact same experience of, I can't just hang out with my friends because they are doing things with their partner on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I had to also learn to just be okay with that. But also, not be sad about it.
Yeah.
And just
But
do
sometimes it
myself.
does get sad.
It
There's
can.
points where it's like, oh, it'd be nice to have someone here.
Absolutely. Like the little things is nice.
Yeah.
Like cuddling and like even when you're just like grocery shopping, you're like, oh, I miss having like someone to bounce ideas off of. Like, what are we having for dinner? But yeah, so you had to, I had to learn to do all of that again.
Yeah.
And then
whereas
again.
I had to learn it for the first time as everyone around me found their partner.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I would be like, oh, let's go out. But then that just slowly like phased out. Not that like my friends stopped hanging out with me, but it was just like their weekends were less free.
Yeah, just different priorities.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. Interesting. Well, that's the question. So we're going to pop it on the Spotify.
Are we?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it depends. We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's see
But
what comes off this episode.
For our single friends, what has being single taught you about yourself?
Yeah, I might put it on our social actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
But that leads us into our next discussion.
Exactly. It was a good segue.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought when I picked that card up, and I didn't pick that up on purpose. All right. So for today's episode, I think I will start by discussing dating in your late 20s. However, disclaimer, I actually didn't do much of dating in my late 20s. I probably had a good 5 months
Okay. Good for you.
of dating in my late 20s after my breakup. But I guess I have experience of dating in my early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
And so I guess just as a preface of this story, I got out of a long-term relationship at the start of the year. So I'd been out of the dating world for a couple of years, and I was a bit nervous to go back on the apps.
Which one specifically?
Hinge has always been successful for me,
Okay.
but I also tried to give Bumble a shot.
Right.
But I don't really like the whole women message guys, message men first. Firstly, because I don't care enough.
Yeah.
I don't really pay enough attention to be like, what is this about this guy that I'm going to message about? So I do empathize with guys having to be the first person to message a girl.
Yeah.
That is really hard work. But also, secondly, there are a lot of F-boys on Bumble. So
It's the new Tinder,
many.
isn't it?
It is. I feel like everyone just migrated from Tinder to Bumble.
Yeah. All the bots are on Tinder.
Yes, and there's so many bots on Bumble.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So coming back on the apps was actually really overwhelming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, things have changed, but also things haven't changed. So there's some dot points that I sort of wrote down that I noticed when I came back on the apps, now that I'm in my late 20s. The first one was the amount of single dads now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
So I guess like my age range wasn't too high. It was like 28 to like 34.
Well, okay. Oh, I did a 10-year age range. I did 5 years before.
Like you're
and
also
5 years
gay.
after.
So I feel like the age range is.
Oh, no, that's a lie. I did 5 years younger and then 10 years older.
I just don't think I can date someone more than 5 years older than me because generation-wise, I have nothing to talk about with them. Also,
That's true.
I don't have daddy issues like that. I have a different set of daddy issues.
We'll discuss that at another episode.
So something that was really shocking for me was the amount of single dads on the apps talking about co-parenting or like, yeah, this is my daughter who's 1 or 2 years old.
That's really young.
Well, because
To
these
be,
guys
like-
are like in their early 30s.
Yeah,
so
but like imagine getting divorced after like having a 1 or 2 year old. That's
yeah,
intense.
I think.
Also, I feel so bad for the kid.
Oh yeah, the trauma
Yeah,
that would come
it's
up
just
with
like,
that.
It's game over from the start.
Exactly. But I remember talking to like an acquaintance about this. She's on the apps and I asked her, would you ever date a single dad? She's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, like why not? And I said, well, I don't even have a child myself.
Yeah.
Why am I taking on the responsibility of someone
is.
else's child?
It's kind of like an instant kid. I mean, like the more
Yeah.
serious it gets,
Exactly.
it becomes like an instant, here's a stepchild.
Yes.
And then you kind of have to make sure that the stepchild likes you as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just seen too many movies where the
stepmom is always very bad.
Yeah, like, you know, the parent trap.
Exactly. But also, I still feel like sometimes I am a child that I need to look after myself.
Interesting.
And here I am having to look after a child that's not even mine.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't have to give birth to it.
Yeah, but then it gets complicated because like what if you get serious with this person and then I eventually want my own children? The competition. I'm an only child. You're an only child. We've never had to compete with another sibling.
That is true. And then I guess there's the other equation of the mum.
Yes, the mum. So
Yeah, so that also becomes whether the mum is normal or not.
And also the relationship with the dad. Like,
Yeah.
are they in a healthy co-parenting relationship or does she hate him?
Yeah, and that's dangerous because if she hates him, she hates you.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, she'll be talking trash about you to the child.
Mm.
So I thought that's too much drama for me. So I immediately would swipe left if I saw someone has a child.
Yeah.
The second one I saw, so on Hinge, this was new when I came back, but they give you an option of what you're looking for.
They got
And
that from the gays.
I
Yeah,
think
sure.
so. So back when I was on Hinge like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, that wasn't an option back then. But now you can be like, I'm looking for like a life partner, a long-term
Oh.
relationship. And then the really icky one is the amount of like men in their late 20s and early 30s who are like figuring out my dating goals.
Nah. What does that mean? Actually, I think I know what that means.
What do you think it means?
They're just there to get with as many people as possible, and
Yes.
then hopefully, just maybe, they might find the one.
Yes. And that is really gross when you're in your 30s because you should have healed in your 20s.
That is a 22-year-old thing to do.
Exactly. Like, I understand when you're 21, you're 22, sure, have fun.
Yeah.
Learn about yourself.
Yeah.
But when you're 33,
Yeah.
you should have already figured out your
Are
dating
these
goals.
the single dads as well?
Not
Or are they-
necessarily.
okay.
Most of them are like bachelors.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Because like if you were like a single dad, then maybe like, you know, you
It's like you
you've
got to
been
have
in
a long-term
long-term
relationship. Yes.
and you never got the chance to like hoe it out and sow your seed or some shit.
Yes.
And now you're like, okay, in my hoe phase. Like I've got a friend who entered his hoe phase at a prime age of 35.
Wow. Good
know?
on him. Is he gay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think the timeline is different for the gays.
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay.
But like he was in a very long-term relationship. Like, I think it was like 7 years.
Yeah.
But that was like his 20s
Wow.
gone.
Insane.
So he never really. So like he entered the gay world and he didn't really get into like the partying and the hoeing around and the orgies and all that stuff. But then his boyfriend and him broke up, and then like it took him a while to heal from that. And then once he was healing from that, he was like, upon influence from my other friends, kind of just went, all right, let's go guns blazing.
Yeah, let's live it up.
Yeah, well, it got lived up.
I think I'll allow that because if you've never had a hoe phase, I do believe that a hoe phase builds character.
It definitely does, but it also not only does it build character, but it actually helps you kind of see the type of people out there and be like, oh, I actually don't like you, or I actually think you're boring, or I actually think you're nice, or there's something about you that I like, but I don't like your face, or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But again, you also learn things about yourself. And while you're in the middle of the hoe phase, you'd be like, I don't like the way this guy is, or I want more of this kind of person.
Yeah.
So definitely I'm all for the hoe phase. I will allow, if you have been in a long-term relationship, figure out your dating goals afterwards. However, most of the men, I don't believe have been in long-term relationships when they're figuring out the dating goals.
You?
Yes, but also, again, I have experience on the apps. The really sad part is, this is sad for me because I came back on the apps and I was seeing people that I was seeing when I was like 25.
Right.
And I was like, wow, you're still here. But then they probably also saw my profile and they're like,
wow,
welcome back.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad. Is
Yes.
it sad? I don't know. I don't want to judge people for like still being single. Like that's what life is. But you know what is sad is if their profile photo hasn't changed.
Oh, yeah.
That's not on.
That's not on because they probably have lost a lot of hair at this point and gained weight.
And it's so dangerous now with AI.
So dangerous.
Making everyone look like hot.
And realistic. But it's not them.
Yeah, and you just don't know. You just do not know.
Speaking of seeing someone from my early to mid 20s, I matched with this guy on Hinge at the start of the year, and he sent me a message, and I was looking at his profile like, you look really familiar. How do I know you? So I had to think about how I knew this man.
Yeah.
And then it came to me. I matched with him on Tinder when I was like 22 and back in the days of Snapchat.
That was like 10 years ago. Now.
Like,
no,
okay, like
Sorry.
8 years ago.
8 years
I'm not 30 yet. I know you're bad at math, but it's not that much.
That's girl math.
So we matched on Tinder like back when I was 22 and he gave me his Snapchat.
Yeah.
I never met this man in real life, but we would talk on Snapchat and he'd, you know, when you'd send like selfies and then type a message on the selfie on Snapchat as like the conversation.
Yeah.
So I remember I've definitely spoken to this person for like probably a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I remember I deleted him because I got an unsolicited dick pic. And that's when it all came back to me when I matched this man. I was like, oh my gosh, I know where I know you from. I've seen your penis unwillingly on Snapchat.
Oh, I have to play that because it's scary.
Yes. It was so scary that when I realized I didn't even give him an opportunity to reply to my question of, you look really familiar, where do I know you? I just blocked him immediately. I hadn't seen this man on any apps or social media for a long time. And here we are again reconnecting on Hinge, and he completely forgot about me too.
I mean,
but he forgot that he just sent me his dick.
Yeah. Could you imagine how many women he's done that to?
Oh, I'm sure he sent it to like a bunch of women at the time that he posted it.
May I ask, now that it's been mentioned, the DP, in the late 20s, in the 5 months that you were there, was there's the unsolicited DP, and I'm using DP because I think you said dick a lot already. But the unsolicited DP, is that still a thing?
It might be, but it wasn't the vibe I was giving off. So I didn't get any.
Right.
I definitely gave off.
You don't need to give a vibe. Some people just go, like, that's the hello.
Yeah, I know. But I guess maybe I wasn't matching with those kind of guys, because I did see those kind of people on Bumble, and I'd be like, oh, ew, gross. But again, I think based on my profile, so I met Jacob on Hinge, and he told me he matched with me because I looked really wholesome. And I matched with him because he looked really wholesome.
Interesting.
So I think we were just going for wholesome people.
What's the look of wholesome?
I don't know. I think, well, my profile was like me doing activities, because I always do things. Like.
Oh, like running?
Yes. I don't remember if I had a running profile, but there was one of me in like Perth and one of me hiking. And I think there was one of me at like a park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's pretty wholesome.
That's single photo.
Yeah, but then
I used to do that. I put photos of me at the beach, but like,
but
wholesome
there's like,
but horny.
Yeah, but then like when my housemate was single, I was looking at her profile, and she's hot, but she had like poolside photos of her in bikinis, some like dance shots. So it's a different vibe. Is that
not wholesome?
It's a different vibe. It is
that wholesome but horny?
Maybe.
I like that. That's a new category.
Wholesome but horny,
Wholesome but horny.
She found her partner on Hinge, and they are in a loving relationship. Yeah, but again, her vibe was completely different to my vibe.
Yeah. But again, maybe it's one of those things where the boy wasn't looking for wholesome. But I think it worked for you and Jacob because you were both looking for wholesome.
Yeah.
But if someone else was looking for horny,
they would swipe no on me.
Like,
they'd swipe no on me.
Nun?
Literally, they'd be like, this girl looks like she's too innocent for me.
Yeah. At the park, in the mountains.
Yeah.
Like, is that where we're doing it, or is that just activities?
And it's funny because like I think coming back on Hinge, I was a lot more, I guess, what's the word? Like picky? My profile was picky, and my profile was much more curated to looking for long-term relationships. And I wasn't getting matches as much as I was before in my like early to mid 20s when I didn't care. I'd just be like, this is me. I'm here to like have fun. I'm here to like just date.
Yeah, you nearly said the F word.
I know. But again, I used to get a lot of matches because like I gave off that vibe. But now that I was actually very specific about what I wanted.
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
Everyone wants the fun vibe.
Yeah.
Until they get their heart broken because they've gotten feelings for this person that they were having fun vibes with. And then they're hurt. And then it's a circle of death.
Yes. So hurt people.
Hurt people.
So jumping on that point, something else that I started doing dating in my late 20s was you becomes a lot more intentional, right? So when you do go on dates with people, you stop asking people what their favorite color is or like what you do for fun or things like that. You start asking things like, have you been to therapy?
How much money do you make?
I don't ask that because spoiler alert, I probably make more than them.
Wow.
Power to the women.
Must be nice over at that side of the table. Must be nice.
Power to the women. But I have asked men to be like, have you gone to therapy? And if they say yes, my follow-up question is, what have you learned about yourself? Because there are men out there who go to therapy.
Of course, yeah.
But haven't learned anything.
Yeah.
And they use that on their profile as like bait.
Well, I've gone to therapy.
Yeah, a pro for me is I go to therapy.
I don't think the gay people ask that though.
Maybe they haven't been hurt enough.
No, because I think they'd rather not know.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. It's like
I have no idea.
We have other ways of dealing with trauma that is for the straight people seems unhealthy, but for us is so healthy. Like it's 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 almost like you just walked into a wellness center, also known as a club. Okay, let's go back to like on dates, right?
Yes.
Do you like have one like a conversation with them like real quick, and then do you go straight away and be like, do you go to therapy?
No, I don't
How do you
drop it.
slide that in?
I say it if they say something about therapy or like
Oh.
they start to act like they're emotionally intelligent. I test them because I'm like, if you
Interesting.
actually are, you've met your match with me because I
Right.
will question your
Do you get
intelligence.
political at dates?
No, because I'm not a
Okay.
political person.
No, that's good. I am not dating in my late 20s, so I have no idea what it's like. And I was thinking about, oh, is there any friend I could like call to and chat about it? And like none of them. They've all been signed, sealed, delivered.
Well, I have a friend, my housemate
Yeah.
is single,
But
but
she's
she's not
busy.
even dating.
Oh, okay. That's good for her.
She's in a healing era,
Yeah.
and I love that for her.
I think healing eras are important, but there's so many ways to heal.
It also depends on what you believe is healing. Like, as you said, for the gay community, things they do might be healing for them that's not particularly healing for other people.
No. That is we'll discuss that another time. The Gay Wellness Center. So we just had a nice little dessert break.
Priorities.
But you guys would not have heard a long break at all. It was just like nothing happened. But we got some waffles and cheesecake. So love that for us.
Love it for us.
Anyway, so the next part here is you recently introduced me to Reddit. Not like fully.
Yeah.
Kind of like I just didn't know it was used. Like you use it a lot more than I
I
do.
love Reddit. If I ever have a question, I think Reddit's my chat GPT. Like sometimes I'll think about things.
ChatGPT is AI.
I know, but like sometimes I'll just think about a question and I want to know what people think about it. So I'll type the question on Google and then end it with Reddit. And Reddit forums will come up and people will discuss things. And it's
and then it's kind of like, okay, people have encountered
yeah,
similar issues to me.
exactly. So it validates me.
So one of the thread that you showed me, because I live for drama, is the Am I the Asshole thread. So I thought we should go through one of the stories.
Okay.
And cast our votes like it's Survivor and see whether said person is the asshole or not.
Okay.
But I would pick two.
Yeah.
Just give you the headline.
Yeah.
And you decide which one
Okay.
to go with. And our listeners can vote if they want to listen to the one that didn't get chosen.
Yep. Sounds good. But I'd probably want to hear the other one too.
Of course, I'm sure. So I'll read you the first one.
Mhm.
Am I the asshole for explaining to a man who wouldn't mind his own business in graphic detail what happens when I drink regular milk?
Okay. That sounds like something I would encounter at work.
Yep. Option 2. Am I the asshole for stealing back my office plants?
I do love plants, but I want to know. I kind of feel like I know where option 1 is going, but I'm curious to be proven wrong.
Mm.
So I'm going to go option 1.
Okay, so am I the asshole for explaining to a man who wouldn't mind his own business in graphic details what happens when I drink regular milk?
Yes.
All right, so...
And I love detail. I'm in healthcare. Bring it on.
Yeah. I will tell the story as
Okay.
if I was reading it. I was writing it. I had some tests to run at my local hospital today. In the hospital is a coffee place. It isn't Starbucks, but it's a local place that has a few locations in my area. So like a little, non-Starbucks branch. When I was all done with my medical stuff, I decided to treat myself to a coffee. I got in a long line behind a man that I noticed kept muttering about something. I noticed every time someone in front of him ordered a coffee with some sort of plant milk, he would mutter louder. Finally, he was up to order. He looked around and loudly said, I want a regularly drip coffee with real milk. None of this frou-frou BS everyone drinks these days. The barista rolled his eyes and got his coffee. Standing nearby, messing with his drink, and I ordered a latte with oat milk.
Oh, my favorite oat milk.
I love oat milk. I was kind of waiting for him to say something, but I wasn't officially instigating. because I always get oat milk. The guy looks at me and says, "You know that's not milk, right?"
No, it's not. You're not wrong. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I said, "I know." Then he says, "It won't kill you to drink regular milk, right? It's good for you." Now, here's where I might have been, yeah, it won't kill me, but I don't want to. Here we Okay, this is where it gets,
Yeah.
graphic. So then I say, yeah, it won't kill me, but I don't want to Hershey squirt all the way home. I don't want to shit myself from now until there. It's
That's
nothing.
fair.
I was reading this last night and it was fine. I don't want to shit myself from now until there is nothing left in my stomach. So if you don't mind, I will take my oat milk latte and not shit myself, thanks.
Did the guy say anything in response?
He threw his coffee away and left. So I feel bad, and my husband said it was kind of uncalled for, but he also laughed so hard when I told him. I get so annoyed when people decide they have some out of pocket thing to say to me. So am I the asshole for telling
No.
this man
No.
that I don't want to shit myself? Hershey squirt.
Hershey squirt. I love that. Not the asshole. I drink oat milk. I'm not even lactose intolerant. I just drink oat milk because I like it, and also it's good for my skin.
I'm the same. I don't drink oat milk as much, but I drink almond milk and soy milk.
Yeah.
Both very different tastes, but like there's a time and a place for both of them for me.
Yes.
I just kind of like, it's not like I don't want to have milk every day, but like I've had milk all my life. So
Me
it's
too.
like,
I drank milk for so long of my
Yeah.
childhood, and I love milk.
yeah.
However, in my coffee, I prefer oat milk, and I drink a lot of coffee. And I have noticed differences in my skin since I switched to oat milk 3 years ago.
Mm.
I don't break out as often anymore. I don't feel as heavy in my stomach.
Yeah.
But, also Asian people, I don't know if this person's Asian, but
Mm.
a lot of Asians are lactose intolerant.
Yes.
So you just kind of assume these days that, just because they're not drinking normal milk, like they're weak. Honestly, they're going to Hershey squirt themselves. Like my colleagues have
Hershey squirt.
Lactase, the pill that stops them from Hershey
Mm.
squirting.
Yeah.
They have them ready in all of their bags
Mm.
because, Asians are stubborn and they want to eat dairy.
Yeah,
But
that's true. Like I love a good cheesecake. We just had one.
yeah,
Yeah, look, I mean, he called it, what is it? Frou-frou?
fufu, yeah.
Like, called it frou-frou BS. You can defend regular milk, and I call it quote unquote regular milk, but someone had to discover regular milk. So someone was wild enough to squeeze a cow's
Teeth. and
and go, oh,
some ASMR for me.
and go, why don't I try that? That looks delicious. And you're telling me that regular milk and, frou-frou BS. Like, can we just talk about, like, the first person who drank cow's milk and how
the train of
weird
thought.
they would have been? Yeah.
They
Like,
probably watched a baby cow do it
yeah.
and be like,
But, like, why not do it to humans? Why not, like,
I
sell
mean,
that?
there's some fetishes out there.
Yeah, but not for, like, calcium
Benefits.
benefits.
Oh, well, I think also because you and I live in Melbourne, we're very progressive in terms of dairy choices.
That is true. If your cafe didn't have
An alternative
almond
milk.
on any alternative milk,
Yeah.
no one will visit.
Yeah, so I'll drink cow's milk with my coffee if there's no oat milk. But
You start Hershey square.
No, I'm not lactose intolerant, but I don't prefer drinking cow's milk with my coffee. I like the taste of oat milk, and it just makes me feel lighter when I drink it. So you can't really discriminate on people's milk choices.
No, you can't. Okay. Why do you think he was so ucked up about everyone drinking?
He's a boomer.
You reckon?
I think so.
I mean, we're at the hospital, so there's a lot of reasons.
I don't know. He's not a hospital, so I based on my hospital, I assume that he's a boomer because millennials and Gen Z are very
Yeah,
open
it's
to
very boomer essence,
yeah.
isn't it? To just be like, oh my god, this bitch
This
drinking.
generation, they're too picky with their food, with gluten free and alternative
Yeah.
milk.
Meanwhile, we'll live longer than you.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas this boomer man probably is at the hospital, he had a heart attack recently.
Well, he loves his regular tit squirted milk
He
from
just
the
loves
cow.
exactly. So I believe he's a boomer because but based on my patient clientele, only boomers say things like that to me.
Only boomers say things like that to you. All right,
Huh.
so do we agree? Not
We
an
agree.
asshole?
Not an asshole.
Done. All right, so last episode, we actually had a segment that we cut out.
Oh yeah, okay, I know where this is going.
Oh, do you? Oh, I don't think you do. And this segment was, we call it which of this bops the boppiest.
Yeah.
And basically that's where we choose either an artist, a decade, an album, or some sort.
Yeah.
And then pick 2 songs from said artist, said year,
Said album. Yeah.
And we chose Ariana Grande.
Yes.
And there was apparently the reason we chose it, and I didn't know, is because she was recently in controversy.
We're going back to the controversy.
We're going back to the controversy.
You're still shook about it.
Yeah, but
did you go and research it afterwards?
Yes. So this is what you said in that segment.
Yeah, her co-star, she was having an affair with him, and he is also married and has a 1-year-old child.
Okay.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. So I asked around because some of my friends are into Ariana, and I was like, did this happen? And they're like, no, it's been proven wrong.
Oh.
So
it's been proven wrong.
Yes, hence why I didn't want us to get sued. And I was like, oh, let me confront Hazel about this.
Interesting.
So I was reading an article about it because, like, I want to know who's lying to me.
Okay.
And I want this podcast to be the source of truth.
To be fair, my source is TikTok.
Yeah, there you go, right? Whatever suits your boat is... Whatever suits your vote is what TikTok will give you. But I'll take an excerpt, and this is from...
I have to. I'm typing it in as we speak.
It's from the Economic Times, so you know...
The Economic Times,
Yeah,
that's so random.
So you know they're not lying about Ariana Grande.
Okay.
And this excerpt is, according to sources cited by TMZ, the two started dating several months ago during the production of the movie, which is Wicked, following her split with husband Dalton Gomez.
Yeah.
So it's after they broke up.
Oh, is this what we're getting specific about?
Yes.
As in after Ariana and her husband broke up?
Yes.
However, the controversy, he's not divorced, right? The guy wasn't divorced
Don't at me.
Okay, because I got confused when you're like, it's not true. Because I was like, but I thought, like, I read so many things that they're dating.
To make sure that Ariana does not sue us.
Okay.
Or blasphemy.
Okay. Is it blasphemy or is it what's the legal term about this? Defamation.
Defamation, yeah. Like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Okay.
I don't want to be telling, saying yes, my cousin did say that.
Okay, sure. So anyway, continue. So all right, this source says that it happened after her divorce.
Yes.
But her divorce was only finalized a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but that's fine. You can be separated.
Okay.
Anyway, in the article, it said that they're still amicable, as in
Ariana and her ex. Okay.
And they're trying to keep it friendly.
Yeah.
Obviously, I thought I'd preface this segment with the truth.
The truth.
So then, when put in the segment that we recorded, people understand.
Interesting. Okay.
So we'd love you to listen to our new segment, which of this bops the boppiest, now with an objective perspective.
So for our first artist, we chose Ariana Grande.
Correct.
Because she's a bit controversial recently, but we also love her.
Is she?
Oh, it's kind of died down a little bit.
Which one?
Her divorce.
Oh. Oh my god.
And the affair.
No, I don't know that one. Nah, you gotta say it now.
What's his name? In the musical, she's in Wicked.
Wicked, yeah.
Yeah, her co-star, she was having an affair with him, and he is also married and has a 1-year-old child. And
wait.
I don't know his name, but he's the voice of SpongeBob in another musical.
Oh,
I don't know his name.
could you imagine that? Actually, that's not. So Ariana,
Yes.
and we're not talking about like celeb gossip here, but I just wanted to know. So Ariana was having an affair with her co-star.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Who just had
So we don't
a
get sued.
child.
Oh, who just had a child?
Yes.
Saucy.
And he's been with his wife since they were like young, like I think
Like high school sweethearts.
Yeah, something
Wow.
like that.
Who spoils that?
But you know, break up with your
Girlfriend, because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Well,
So
break
then
up
she
with
filed for
your
divorce.
wife who
Yeah.
just had a baby
because I'm
bored.
And I think now they're together. And her divorce just got finalized. Yeah, but he kind of looks like her brother as well. That's what I found out on TikTok.
Frankie.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, I don't know what this man's name is because I'm not that deep into it.
No,
I do
that's
know.
fine. We'll research outside of this. That's interesting. Okay, great.
But yes.
So Ariana
great
Grande, great musician.
Yes, great performer.
Despite what I just heard. Great performer, has a great voice, has the whistle register like
Yes.
Mariah Carey. And that's why she's always somehow compared to her, which she shouldn't.
No, different league.
And the two songs we chose were Dangerous Woman and One Last Time. I wrote down a reason why we both chose the song.
Okay.
Because after listening to them, I think we know kind of subconsciously why.
I didn't, but okay. What's the reason?
I think it just brings out the bad girl in us.
Sure.
Should we reveal?
Yes.
Or do you want to discuss each one first?
I don't really have much to discuss. I already made up my mind.
Okay.
I listened to both of them today during my mental health walk.
All right, so we'll reveal.
Yes.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Dangerous Woman.
One Last Time.
Well.
Interesting.
Why did you choose One Last Time?
I was hoping you'd go first. Because One Last Time is a semi-toxic song.
Yeah.
If you
listen to the lyrics.
If you listen to the lyrics, it's a semi-toxic song, but it's also it's a nice one to just get up and dance to. But it's semi-toxic because it's basically about like Ariana, or in the story of the song, it's like she messed up and her ex is now seeing someone. Or is starting to date someone, but she wants to have one last time with him.
Interesting. She's a messy girl.
Which, thinking about it, is very common in her lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry about the girl you're dating.
Just come to me again.
Come to me. I don't know if I relate to that, or maybe I do, but that's a story for another time. But I think part of it is just like, it's a fun song, and that's not to say that Dangerous Woman isn't a fun song. It is. It's a very like sexy song.
Yeah.
But One Last Time, oh god, have you seen the music video for One Last Time?
No, I've not watched the music video for either.
Okay. So I did. So for One Last Time, it was like about like end of the world. Like the concept is there.
Oh yeah, I get it. Because One Last Time, yeah.
Concept is there, execution not so much, and I don't blame Ariana for that because it was like in 2014 when she was probably poor as hell.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like, what's that one with the Mean Girls? Thank You Next. It's not on the same level as Thank You Next.
Okay, yeah.
Production.
I do know that video clip. Yeah.
It is a semi-toxic song.
Reflects your personality.
Yes, semi-toxic. And here's some notable lyrics that I thought I'd not sing, but like speak.
Yes.
I promise after that I'll let you go. Baby, I don't care if you got her in your heart.
So toxic.
All I really care is you wake up in my arms one last time. I need to be the one who takes you home.
That's so toxic. It sounds like the girl that didn't know what she had until it was gone.
Correct.
Interesting. Well, there you go.
Why Dangerous Woman?
I like the beat.
Okay, that's a very simple answer.
Very simple. I was listening to both One Last Time and Dangerous Woman. I was like, no, I really like the beat of Dangerous Woman. And yeah, you're right. There's something like sexy about it. I honestly didn't even pay attention to the lyrics that much. I was just like,
lyrics.
The beat of this song hits. And
it does.
As a like, I don't know, maybe from like a dancing perspective, I was like, the choreography of the moves for the song probably hits more than One Last Time in my head.
Yeah, not to sound old, but it is like a lovemaking song.
Yes, it is
because of that beat.
Yes.
It is a dun.
Maybe that's what I was subconsciously thinking about.
A slow, raunchy beat.
Yeah, I don't know. And I guess maybe today it was just matching the vibe of my walk. Maybe that's why I chose it today.
But you did 3Ks, so
Yeah, I didn't listen to it all
Oh,
3Ks.
okay.
I listened to it on like the first like 200 meters.
it's a nice warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you then listen to one last time?
Straight afterwards.
That
and then
made
I
you
went
go
back
faster.
No, maybe go faster. And then I went back to Dangerous Woman. I was like, this is a good pace to
Yeah.
walk through.
Nice.
Well, that's the end of another episode.
Yes, it is. And as usual, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your feedback. Love to hear your thoughts. Send us a DM. We've been getting a lot lately, which we'll discuss in
Please,
the
are
next
there only
episode.
DMs I like?
You're taken, so it should be the only DMs you like.
Exactly.
And
No DPs.
yeah. You can
None
say
for
no.
me, thank you.
Happily slide into mine if you need to. But you can send us your feedback or thoughts on DMs on Instagram and TikTok at Hazel and Marion. That is at Hazel and Marion. I don't know why I said that twice.
I don't know why you
you'll
said that
never-
twice.
You can't rewind this. Or you can email us like a corporate person at hazelandmarion.pod@gmail.com.
And we look forward to circling back with you.
Yes, or you can respond to one of the questions and poll that we have on Spotify under this episode. But you can only see that on your mobile because it's devices. Anyway, we'll see you
See you in
Friday.
episode 4.
Bye.
Bye.